Hey Donna, how you doing? Hope all is well. Hope you had a nice trip, and I hope you're ready to work on some golf. Look, obviously Kerry spoke to you, whatever. I actually did want to mention a few things, just a couple of things that I picked up on. Obviously, didn't want to sort of overstep any boundaries or anything like that. But look, now Kerry's going to have his foot up, so a little opportunity for us anyway. So that worked out okay. Not for him, but I mean, what can you do? Anyway, so look, a couple of things. I think we must chat a bit more, maybe set some goals, where you want to go, and obviously what you've worked on so far, and then maybe some more recent videos when we can get a little bit more into it. But I'm going on what I saw when we played the par 3 together. So I think there's a lot of good stuff there. Whatever you have been working on with your coach up until now looks really, really good. Really, really impressive stuff. But, you know, a couple of things you're just missing out that I feel are holding you back a little bit. And one in particular with your golf swing, and just needs to be taken care of and started to work on and learn to sort of trust and execute it. So setup and everything really, really good. I like the look of the backswing, the grip, takeaway, it's all looking good. Right idea with the footwork. So I imagine you drive the ball quite well, all right? But the irons, they're very accurate, but the strike and the launch of the golf ball is where it's out a little bit. And then obviously as you get into short game, then that becomes more and more of an issue. Okay. And for now, we have to look a little bit more after this first step as to what the actual sort of, well, this is the root cause, but you know, how we can get it even better and how we can really start to launch. You know, once we get into 7 iron, 8 iron, whatever, we want that ball up in the air, landing on the green. We can hit over bunkers. We can hit over things and stop the golf ball, not hitting the ball fat and thin and low and rolling it up there. And obviously, as you get up to your level of golf and also start to play the golf courses, you know, you're going to get found out. There's, you know, a lot of times at Trump where you can run it up, and then there's a few holes where you can't, and you just have to kind of take care of this. And it's your kind of step to get to the next level. Anyway, right. So pretty simple, right? So basically, all right, you tend to hit, all right, a lot of good stuff in the swing and the grip and the footwork and whatever. Okay, but you tend to hit from behind the golf ball. Okay, so whenever we're talking about the swing, it can get complicated, but basically look at the swing as a circle. Okay, the golf swing is a tilted circle. That's what it looks like. All right, so what we're talking about with you, okay, is the low point, so the circle from the side-on view. Okay, is this low point of the circle? All right, it's starting to understand, learn about the low point, and then what we do to control that low point. And then what's different with the low point with the different clubs, right? So your low point tends to be behind the golf ball. So with a driver, that's absolutely fine. That thing's teed up, you can let it fly, that's all good. When the golf ball's on the ground, you can't tee it up. When you got irons, when you got a sand wedge and whatever, then it becomes a problem. All right. So we've got to do two things here with this golf swing. So the first thing is, okay, nice setup, posture, everything is good. Grip all looks good. Takeaway is nice. Okay, but what we're doing is we've got a little bit of a lateral move away from the golf ball here. All right, now again, with a driver, it's quite a good power move. Okay, but with irons in the short game, it's just not good, right? We've got to learn how to pivot on the spot. Okay, still shifting weight, we're still loading that right leg. Okay, but and actually we're still behind the golf ball, because when we set up, we're actually behind the golf ball. Okay, but we can't go any more. Right, because now even if you try and shift from there, all your angles get buggered up and your low point's still actually behind the ball. Okay, so we've got to learn how to load the backswing, not shift or sway on the backswing. All right, and then we've got to learn how to be on top of the golf ball when we hit it. When I say on top, it means basically that your head, arms, and chest are directly on top of, sometimes even just the head of the golf ball. So when we're talking about this, pretty simple. That's behind, that's the head, that's on top. Okay, so we want to hit most of our iron shots being right on top of the golf ball. Okay, hitting it and then coming through into the follow through. All right, so step number one is we can't move off the golf ball. Okay, we've got to learn how to turn on the spot, still shift some weight, but we load, we don't shift. Okay, and then number two, we've got to learn how to trust, because now you've been hitting the golf ball from here. So now your eyes are used to striking the ball from here. Now I want to move your eyes that way and possibly a little bit that way. It's going to be a big change. Okay, so we just got to bleed through it. Okay, so we're going to do basically three sort of sets of practice. Okay, so the first one, nice and simple. Okay, we're going to hit balls with our feet no more than a club head apart. Okay, now I'm not saying stand there and hit little chip shots. Okay, you're hitting full swings. Okay, but your feet are one club head apart, and then you make full swings all the way to the top. Okay, now if you shift, okay, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose balance. Okay, so feet, you may not hit them, well, not at first, you may not hit them their full distance, and certainly start off slowly. So get your distance from the ball, your posture, everything correct. Feet one club head apart. Okay, take full golf swings. So start off maybe 60, 70%, and then as you get confident and balanced, then you can build it up. But you can hit them almost their full distance. Okay, you can hear that full golf swing without your legs being too far apart and without moving laterally. Okay? So that's round one, right? Then round two is just normal swings, just really focusing on not letting the head, chest, or right hip move at all. It's on the spot. Okay, so all you got to do is be careful of when you're on the spot, we're not loading the left leg, we're loading the right leg. We're using our rotation to load the leg. We're not letting head, chest, right hip, or right knee move at all. Okay, so on the spot, but in that leg. Okay, so it'll be tricky at first, but it'll get easier and better as you go, right? So then you just hit balls like that, really focused on that, okay, with sort of a little stop, just to check at the top. Okay, so you do sort of nice, slow, deliberate backswings, just checking, making sure I'm not moving this way, and nice and slow, all the way to the top. Do I feel good? Yes. And then you can unwind from there. Okay, that is a hard drill. So again, when you're unwinding, start off slowly, even if it's 50% at first. Okay, because it's quite a long process. And when you're doing it, you're concentrating on where your body is, where your head is, where your weight is. You're not really watching that golf ball like you should. But we're just learning something. It's the start of a process, right? So just be careful. Don't get there and panic and snatch at the golf ball. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're just trying to learn this position. Okay, instead of this position. Okay, so that's drill number two. And then drill number three. Okay, now you can go a little bit more into flow and hitting the golf balls. Okay, what we're basically going to do, we're basically going to move your ball position about a foot forward. Okay, but what I want to do, okay, or what I want you to do is not actually address the golf ball, right? So what have I got here? I've got a 9-9 here. So pretty sort of narrowish stance, ball on or just forward of center for a 9-9. Okay, so that's where I would set up. Right, so now I want you to do is I want you to move that ball a foot forward. So we're going to move the ball there. Okay, but we're not going to go and address it. We're still going to address here where we were. And we're going to start the golf swing there. Okay, now we're going to start the golf swing there and try and hit the ball cleanly, right? So that can be difficult, and now especially if you do this, now that ball's a long way away. Okay, so what I like to do is have one ball sort of marking where the ball position would normally be. I'm setting up inside it. It's just a reference point for me, but I'm setting up to the middle of that ball, and that's the one I'm going to hit. Okay, we call this, quite obviously, call this ball forward drill. Okay, and we start from there, and we try and hit that golf ball. So we're not starting there, and obviously if we move here, it's going to be very difficult. Okay, so you do have to slightly manipulate your low point in order to hit that ball, because that ball position is incorrect. But that's what the drill is designed for. It's designed to make you not want to move any further from the ball. It's designed to make you want to move a little bit more forward on the downswing, which we can do. All right, and then it's designed to show you what or how good you are at controlling your low point when you want to. Okay, so that ball is marking where I would normally set up. That ball is 1 foot forward. Normal setup. Okay, I start my swing. Yeah, I'm going to try and hit that ball and try and hit it as good as I can. So you don't want to hit it fat or thin, basically. Okay, full backswing. Okay, still got that thing up in the air, so you can hit nice shots from there. Okay, so those are the draws I want you to start off with your full swing. All right, okay, then some putting. Now, this is where I think you can do a lot of work as well. All right, so I think we've got to reboot the whole putting process. So we're going to have a chat and decide as to how you understand green reading, what process you go through, or whether you just look and hit. How much of it is instinctual, how much of it is knowledge-based, how do we improve it? Do we keep it instinctual and improve your instincts, or do we add some knowledge so that we have an equal balance? Okay, we'll have to make that decision together, all right? But you have to take ownership of green reading, all right? Now, before I go any further with that, what you need to understand, okay, is that the most important part of green reading is speed. Okay, it's not your line. I don't need to know. It's fairly obvious to most players whether it's right to left, left to right, whatever it is. Okay, you need to learn how to read speed. That's what we have to do. Okay, how do I judge speed? How do I read speed? All right, so that's very, very, very important. Okay, so we're going to start with a couple of drills, right? And then part of that, and you never know whether it's the technical thing that leads to that knowledge thing or the other way around. Okay, but we do need to reboot the stroke a little bit. Mostly your release. Okay, so what you tend to do is release the putter quite aggressively closed. Okay, now releasing the putter is actually a really, really good thing, and you find that people that took the game up a little bit later and juniors and stuff like that tend to release the putter more naturally, which is better. Okay, and then as people get into it, work on their golf and get to high levels, they start to want to control everything and everything becomes stiff and robotic. That's not what I want. So I want to keep this soft and free flowing and everything. Okay, all I want is I don't want you to release the putter very, very closed. Okay, I want you to release it with a much squarer right hand. Okay, so we're going to do some putting drills where we hold the putter and with the right hand, we keep the palm open and the middle finger on the grip, obviously matching the face. Okay, and we just hit some putts where we're just allowing that putter to release naturally, okay, without turning closed. And we just get a little bit more consistent with that strike. Okay, and obviously the direction will be affected. It's going to be a lot more consistent in that direction. But I'm more interested in the strike. Once you strike it consistently, because the face is not closing, the ball is not bouncing all over the place, okay, then we're going to start developing a lot more touch. Okay, so what I want you to start out with, okay, if you can go down to the putting green, and I want you to start figuring out distance. Okay, again, we'll talk about this, so don't worry. You figure out distance. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to go out to the putting green. If you want to mark them all in the beginning, that's fine. If you don't, you just mark it one at a time. Okay, what we're going to do, 1 to 10 meters. Okay, so we're going to do 1 meter, 2 meter, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you just start at the hole. Okay, and you just measure out big step, 1 meter. put a peg in the ground. Okay, and we're just going to hit 4 putts from there. So what we're going to do is first 3 putts. We're going to have the palm open, finger on, 3 putts. 1, get your next ball. Just focus on the release. Okay, and then the 4th one, normal grip. Same release. Okay, pick up your tee, move it 1 meter back, get your 4 balls, start again from 2 meters. Okay, palm open, right finger, middle finger on the grip, matching the face. Just release it and just roll it 2 meters, and then the 4th one, normal grip, and then you go to 3 meters, all the same. Okay, so we're learning to putt with and play with that new release, but we're also just starting to learn 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meters. Okay. Now, mostly in putting, we work in feet. Okay, but the 1 meter, 2 meter, whatever, it's just easy to measure out. Okay, but basically 3 foot increments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, etc., etc. Okay, so it's a good learning curve for us in terms of knowing the distance of our putt and learning to roll it with the new technique. Okay, right, so obviously already, I'm sure Carrie will tell you, lots of work straight off the bat. Okay, but that's your work for the week, probably for the next 2 weeks, but for the week. And obviously let's chat some more and let me know if there's anything else. And obviously send me some videos as you go. Okay, thanks very much. I'll talk to you soon.